Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. You're at the spot, the place, where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. You are back at your favorite spot, right here, the place where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, the responses are never dull. Today we are visiting with Tiiu Wise. I love that last name, Wise. It's beautiful. She's a coach and a mentor for leaders who want to successfully accomplish their goals, but without losing themselves. Sometimes people are on the grind. I mean, they don't know when to turn it off. And how much success do you need? How much money do you need? How much power do you need? How much control do you need? And then when you look back and someone looks over your casket and goes, oh, wow, Betty was sure a hard worker. Betty never enjoyed her life. She never followed her dreams. She never discovered her passions. She never got to enjoy all the money that she made. So we're going to talk to Tiiu about that and a whole lot more. Let's welcome her to the show. How are you, Ms. Wise?
I'm doing just fine, great, wonderful, whatever the word could be. Mostly at peace.
Yes. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he was just all in my grill. That means in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like oh, well, April, sometimes you shut things down and you don't allow enough room and capacity. I told him I'm 63 years old. I've been doing data collecting for a long time. And it gets to a point where you just don't want to do it anymore. And that is your peace and that is your right. Don't you agree?
Yes, yeah. The peace can arrive different ways. It can arrive by us protecting ourselves, or sort of like pushing the world out and say, I don't care, I'm not interested, all that. And also there is a way, in my opinion, it's a better way, is to learn to, people talk about coming back home. What does it even mean, coming back home? It's like gathering what is dispersed outside of our bodies, like all these hurts and traumas and all kind of stuff. Like you said, we collected from all these years. Like I'm 65 this May, so we have a lot of stuff collected, and so the subconscious mind really makes a note of all these things and carries it through our life. So every time somebody pushes our buttons, like they say, that triggers something from the subconscious mind, and we feel like we need to be protective. Mm-hmm. So what else can we do instead of protecting ourselves is learning to see, oh, that really pushed my button, and where in the body do I feel the reaction? Because the body is our subconscious mind. And because the subconscious mind is running 95 or even more percentages of our life. So we kind of have this uneven battle, really, because we try to figure out consciously, and the subconscious is like, I don't think so. It's not right. You should maybe protect yourself, whatever. So it's like we have to learn what the body is telling us. That was my last, I don't know, last 10, 15 years, is like sort of like everything started to make sense when I learned that piece, because I tried to figure out how to fix myself. I did meditation and I studied Buddhism and did everything right, but I still felt triggered with other people, because people are the ones that trigger us, right? It's like, or whatever happens. Yeah.
I mean, but it can be deeper than that. It can be a sight, it can be a sound, it can be a smell. There's a lot of epigenetic trauma that the body stores. Exactly. And it turns into disease from something that was uncomfortable. So I understand what you're saying, that the body stores it in certain places and it can manifest and metastasize into something that is far worse. But a lot of times people go on these self-improvement journeys that, again, like you said, I'm going to do yoga, I'm going to do meditation, I'm going to go to a silent retreat, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it often doesn't last and doesn't work. How do we make that sustainable? How do we make that steadfast?
Yes, the best way is to think of it as, if we talk about mindfulness or mindset change, or even meditation, which is guided. So it's still external stimulation, sort of like we relying, it's almost like a crutch. I know people might not like me for that, but even meditation is a crutch. So something external is supporting us. The way to the peace and to the self is actually to start feeling, okay, it doesn't feel right. He said something, I'm really triggered. And instead of asking ourselves, why did I do that? Why did he say that? Why didn't I say that? All that stuff. Instead of that, we just start feeling, where does it hit me? Does it hit me in the heart? Does it hit me in the solar plexus, which is just underneath this, like where the ribs play a part? Does it hit me in the throat that I feel like, oh, I can't really say what I want to say? And so all we need to do is really pay attention. What is happening in the body when this reaction is going on? And then we can start breathing through it. That's what I teach my clients. The way of breathing is through the central channel. That's how the energy enters our bodies. It's more like a funnel, turns
Mm.
into the channel, but runs from the top of the head in front of the spine and the throat and heart and belly, and then goes all the way to the tip of the tailbone, and then even deeper. So I teach my clients how to start breathing instead of being like, oh, what an asshole, whatever. Like, oh, how did she say that? Why, blah, 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 blah. Or my father was an asshole. He left me. Like, that was my story. It's like, where do I feel that? And instead of trying to justify or fix it, all I need to do is go into my body and start breathing through it. It seems almost too simple for the mind to actually understand that it will work. But that's what I do. And I've been doing it for the last 10 years at least. And every time something triggers, instead of me going externally, giving all my energy out to that person or situation, bringing myself back. It's like, where am I?
Right.
Yeah. So that is like a simplest thing. That's what I teach, and that's what I practice all the time. There's certain energy centers. Some people know about it, some people don't. But to bring yourself into the body, there's 4 anchor points, what I teach my clients how to get into the body, because we do have a body. So we need to start using it instead of just living in the head, cutting everything off from here, and then feeling not loved, not powerful, not creative enough.
But
And
a lot of times, Tiiu, that can settle in the heart
mhm,
because I understand I do breath work
yeah,
and it is very, very powerful, which is a little bit different maybe than what you're speaking. But
mhm,
again, the breath was your very first gift and it will be your last gift.
yes,
People always say, oh my God, is the baby breathing? Or, oh, he just took his last breath. So it
mhm,
is a channel, it is a function.
yeah,
And I know when I'm in pain or something like that, I have learned to direct that breath directly to that particular point. Or
mhm,
you're in so much pain sometimes that you can't even catch your breath. So the
yeah,
breath and the central nervous system is key.
mhm,
But even with that, there's patterns
mhm,
that we as human beings fall into:
yeah,
emotional, financial, spiritual, that don't allow us to engage that quickly. And
mhm,
it does take work and it does take practice. You'll find high profile individuals with great jobs that never take a breath. And that subconscious mind, again, like you say, I don't know if it's running 95%. I'd say 75%, because you
mhm,
still got to deal with the frontal lobe. And the frontal lobe is where we process information, is where we edit and filter, is where everything comes through and it's like, oh, it's the gateway. before they can get into the subconscious mind. So it is a lot of work. I know you said that it may seem simple. It may seem simple to you in a way because you've mastered it. But for the person that has never had the opportunity to explore self-awareness, where do you say that they begin? Outside of the breath work, is it pulling back the layers and identifying exactly what it is, who it is, where it is, before we even engage in the body?
Yeah. The key really is to start noticing what's happening in the body. Do my hands get sweaty, or what is it? What is happening? Because I still maintain the same thing, that we can't really fix the brain with the brain, because we can't think ourselves out of thinking.
Okay.
So it's like, if we try to change our mindset, we can do it. I just changed, I repatterned my thinking, all that stuff. And that's good for a little while. And then it goes back to, like you said, it lasts sometime week, maybe 3 days, maybe 5 days, maybe even a month. And then all of a sudden something happens and you're back to where you started, because the whole system, the mind, body, and breath, are not brought online. Like all of them, because brain is very important to make decisions, sort of check for danger, and go back to memories, so we don't walk into the traffic or put a hand in the fire. Like, we need all these things, but at the same time, now it's proven that heart has neurons. Heart has actually the ability to take in the information first, and then sending the signals to the brain, that the brain can then release the chemicals what are needed. So if we go into a heart, for example, you mentioned, can I open my heart? Yeah, so you mentioned that heart is very important, and that is true, because heart has these neurons, the same, very similar to the brain. So the heart is the first one when we walk into a room, and it takes in the situation. This is why sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't like this place. Even though mentally you say, oh, that's a very nice place and nice people, and you can talk yourself into it, but the heart first said, it's not right. And the heart sends the message to the brain, and the brain is releasing all kinds of chemicals then, according to what the heart demanded. So if we go into our hearts, you also ask, so what is the first thing that people don't know? We kind of know where the heart is, sort of, right? So it's somewhere in this neighborhood here, and we think it's in the right left side. It is, but the heart center, if we speak energetically, is this whole area here. So, and we have heard that you have to live with an open heart. What does that mean? To make yourself happy, to live with an open heart. We literally can lift the shoulders, roll them back and down. So it's sort of like this, the shoulder blades are coming down the spine. And as we do that, we already have our heart open. Since we have a body, it's not just in the head that, oh, I think I have a body. No, we have a body. We get in touch with it by, I can roll my shoulders. I know how to move my body, right? So it's like, okay, lifting them up, pushing them down. Now my heart is open. And if I put my hands on the heart area here, then my brain is connecting. Oh, I'm going to go there now. And allowing the brain, I always tell my clients, imagine, just drop your mind in your heart for a while. It's still there. You can pick it up later. Just drop it. Just pick it up later. But right now, just trust that you just can let it down into this space.
Right. And it's a lot of sensory therapy in that. It's a lot of touching and feeling and connecting, and it's in every aspect of our life. But you have those outside influences, like we talked about earlier, those triggers.
Mm-hmm.
We can't ignore them. They're everywhere. Mainstream media, the grocery store, the person that blows their horn because you're a few seconds not going through the signal light.
Mm-hmm.
Your children are screaming at you. Your spouse is a narcissist. You got all of these things. And to go into the heart, sometimes I've experienced it in my own life, that was more traumatic than just, again, like you say, blocking it. Blocking it is masking it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good because it's not going to go away. You're just putting a veil over something. It's a
Yeah.
temporary condition like alcohols, drugs,
Yes.
pills, sex,
Yeah.
pornography. It is just a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, or I would think, is number one, own it.
Yeah,
Accept
exactly.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is the situation. This is what I've been through. And that's the key term here, what I have been through. You have to live in the consciousness of now. You have
Mm-hmm.
to live in the presence of now. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not promised. You only have this moment. So taking in that information, processing that information is one thing, but living in it and resonating and letting it take up real estate in your head is probably not the most productive. So when you own it, you say, hey, it's like, a Birkin bag. I own it, but I'm not going to carry it every day.
Yes, and it's not me, right? It's just a bag. The
It's just a
same with,
bag.
yeah, the same with thoughts. They're just thoughts. They're just energy. I'm not the thoughts. And people sometimes have a really hard time understanding when I say, you're not the thoughts. You're
Mhm.
not your body. You're not your mind. So what am I then? That's when it gets to really deep spiritual talk. And some people like it, some people don't like it. But I always ask people, so when you go and look in the mirror, just stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself. Who sees you? It's like, what? Yeah, like seriously, like you're just there looking at yourself, but who sees you? So that's the one who is always there, always observing, always watching, always there. The
You always see it.
invisible you that is much more important than the visible. And it gets really esoteric or spiritual, but it's not really. That we talked about breath. Breath is a spirit. Because if we don't have breath, we're just a bag of flesh. There's nothing there, right? It's just like gone. We need the breath, and breath is a spirit. And the funny thing is that the spirit wants to talk to the brain through the body. So
Mm.
there's spirit wanting to talk to this noggin there, but
Hmm.
this thing is so busy. My Qigong master says it's the idiot between your ears that's causing the problem. It's going on and on and on and on. And then the spirit, what would make us feel better, make us feel in peace, make us feel like we belong, we're loved, doesn't matter what the external shows. The mind is so busy, it doesn't listen. So it starts making our bodies sick. Oh, the ache here, the cramp there. So, like you said, the disease sets in because we are not listening to the spirit, what is hovering. It's like, oh, is it really ready to come in now? Is it okay to come in yet? No.
Absolutely.
And so that's what all these conditioning from the past. And we had something happen traumatic, like even from my own life. My father left us when I was 4 years old. My mom and I was left behind. So I made up a story in my head. I'm not lovable. I don't matter. The person I loved the most just took off. So, and I don't really know exactly what, but it created, like we said in the beginning, that I had 4 marriages. I married people who wanted me, but I didn't want, and it didn't work out because I didn't feel like I was even worthy of love. But of course, our conscious mind doesn't just go, oh, yeah, I'm doing that because of that. It
Right.
happened unknown. It's like, I tell my clients, it's like um, all these traumas and the bad experiences, they're like, when you have guests coming over and you don't have to clean up properly. So you just kind of shove everything under the carpet, under the rug. It all looks kind of nice. I don't know. Maybe you don't do it, but I've done
On
it.
the surface.
It
No,
just
I
throw it.
tell them they can't come over till after I've cleaned or the cleaning ladies come. But I totally understand what you're saying. Again, it's masking.
Mm-hmm.
It's hiding the truth.
Yeah.
So again, owning it, yes, it hurts,
Mm-hmm.
but it's your stuff and it's okay. We
Mm-hmm.
all have stuff. As my mother says, we all shit and it all stinks.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at the flip side of this really quickly. What happens when you rise up and you are living your highest and greatest good? That you have revealed it, that you have dealt with it. Now you have a new set of, I don't want to say arrogance, but a new cockiness about you, a new self assurance, and people will see that.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
you have to identify with that as well because that's an adjustment. It's not just automatic. Oh, okay, everything's perfect, everything's fine. I don't have a care in the world. I'm not broke. I've lost
Mm.
the 30 pounds, this, that, and the other. There's a different air about you. We
Yeah.
have to learn how to manage that as well.
Exactly. I call it a spiritual arrogance. It's like some people who are so spiritual. Oh, I'm so spiritual, them and us. And I always say that unless we drop this duality, the them and us, we are still stuck in this like forbidden word for spiritual people, that third dimensional. They all want to go to the fourth and fifth and all that, but they haven't mastered how to really be in this third dimensional world. And also, it just triggered something that triggered with my memory when you said, oh, you kind of figured it all out. And that is perfect. That's what always happens. You get, oh, I got everything all figured out. And I bet any money on it that life is going to give you something to chew on again.
Absolutely.
Then you realize, oh, maybe I wasn't so good. And just recently I realized when I was a little kid, I was always bullied. I was fat because of the I was fat, and because of that I was bullied. So that's an older thing. And now I'm 65, and that happened in high school and all this stuff. About 10 years ago, and I had done a lot of work, meditation, Qigong, Buddhism, all this stuff. I thought that was pretty good. I was walking down the street, and there was a whole bunch of high school boys coming towards me. And my body felt, I need to cross the street because they're going to make fun of me.
Mm.
And then I realized, wow, it's still there. But because of all the work I had done, not all was lost. I had the awareness that that's what's happening. Instead of me just running across, I was there and I was like, wow, I think I need to do more work on that.
Mm.
And then a few months later, I had the same situation because I live at the Catholic boys' school is very close to us. And
Mm.
then I was coming down again, and then I see them, this whole bunch of them at the bus station. And sometimes these teenagers, they just feel like they own the world and they're not going to move. They just stand on the sidewalk. And instead of me feeling this weird feeling about it, I smiled. I went into my body. That's what I teach my clients. Open the heart, feel yourself in the body, squeeze the root lock, go into the center. And I walked towards them with a big smile and then tapped on one of the guy's shoulders, like, excuse me, can I get by? And the guy turned, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am, and just let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, yes, that block is now gone. Let's see what's next gonna be. Because
Exactly.
yeah, and it's we can never be standing on a high pedestal somewhere. Oh, I have it all figured out. We never figure out until we leave this earth. I think we learn if we're smart enough to actually want to learn to leave. And I believe in reincarnation or rebirth or coming back. So we start where you left off. Hopefully, you don't go all the way back again. Start from a
Well,
scratch.
it's the regression, but again, life is full of ebbs and flows. This is how we learn. This is how we process. Okay, so you overcome that challenge. There may be another one.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
may you may look in the mirror and and say, wow, I've put on 20 pounds. But are you able to accept yourself and love yourself in any phase, in any stage of your life? That's the most important thing. It's not waiting for the outside validation. It's not waiting for the husband to tell you that you look beautiful. When you put your clothes on, honey, blow yourself a kiss and say, I am beautiful. Have that I am conversation. I am power. I am love. I am strong. I am worthy. I see me. I'm not waiting for someone else to see you. And once you do that, and again, Tiiu, you and I are at that point. We're over 60. Brains, and let me tell you something. People don't like to tell your age. I'm so happy that
Yes.
God has blessed me to be 63.
Yep.
Do you know people are not living to be 14, 15? And
Mm-hmm.
I've had all these years of experience. So when I look at these bumps and blemishes and wrinkles and a little tummy, I'm like, I've lived a good life. I'm not
Yeah.
going to always be that person. And I'm loving myself at each stage. And at 60, I woke up unapologetic. Not
Mhm.
rude, but unapologetic. I don't have to be sorry for anything
Yes.
because everything I have now is by grace. So I
Yeah.
want to ask you some fun questions before we conclude the interview because we've done some serious talking here. We've done some serious work.
Uh-huh.
If you could time travel, if you could go back to the past, stay here in the present, project to the future, where do you find yourself landing?
In the past, you said, go to the
Yes,
past.
if you could go back to the past, stay here in the present, or project to the future, where do you see yourself teleporting to?
Hmm. I like to be here in this moment, at present, um, because that's where all the power is. That's where the true self is. That's where I can connect with my body. That's to bring myself into the body, into the heart right now, because I can't do it in the past. I can't do it in the future. Even the future is going to be now. So I might as well really befriend this moment now.
I know.
And
A
that's
friend of
easy
mine,
to say. It's but it takes practice. It's very simple things like, okay, do I feel my bum on a chair right now? Okay. Am I do I have feet? Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
My friend used to always say, today is your tomorrow, and tomorrow will become your yesterday.
yeah.
So it's very easy to do that. If you were an appliance in the kitchen of all things, Tiiu, what appliance would you be and why?
Oh, great. I would be a coffee maker.
A
my
coffee
my
maker.
AeroPress coffee maker, the very simple thing.
Ooh.
Is and why? Because then I would be always in the smell of freshly ground coffee beans, and I love that.
Beautiful. I like to say that I'd be one of these high-end garbage cans. I don't know if you've seen them, but they compost, they clean themselves, they do everything. And the
Oh,
reason is I want to be the place that you dispose of the things that no longer serve you. I
yeah.
want to be the place that you recycle. I want to be the place that you keep clean, something that you take out often and regularly. So yeah, that's what I would do.
No,
If
cool.
you could have a conversation with a 25-year-old Tiiu Wise, what would you say to her?
Oh God, don't take it so seriously. Don't take yourself so seriously. It's nothing is about you. It's about these people who don't really know better. They treat you badly, maybe because they feel bad. Just learn to go to your heart. Learn that to be the one behind the body and the mind. And it's like knowing that you are the light. You are the light that is connected and always there. The place, um, oh, the place that is in the stars and heaven, and it's you. You're part of it. So when your stepdad is not treating you well, or people make fun of you, or people criticize you, it's not about you. You are the light.
Mhm.
That's what I would tell her.
So,
I
and
wish
you are
somebody would.
good enough. You are
Yeah,
good enough.
yeah.
Please tell my brains how to get in contact with you if there's any current offerings. I'd love for them to go and to do a deep dive and have a consultation with you to figure out where their heart's centered.
Yes, yeah, it's a lot of work and it's not for the faint of heart. It's hard to go digging. Yeah, so the best place to get in touch with me would be in my website. You can book a call there. It's a free call. The first package there is a free call just to get to know each other and see if there is anything I can do and if our work together would work. And the website is called thewiseway.ca.
Okay. The Best Wise Way?
No, The Wise Way.
Oh, The Wise Way.
The Wise Way. Since
Okay.
I decided to monopolize my last name, The Wise
Absolutely.
Way.ca. And I can give you the links as well. And also you can always send me an email if that's best for you. It's tiiu.wise@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, we're going to put all of your information in the back. Brains, what I want you to do, maybe before you even pick up the phone, is to do as Tiiu suggested. Just stand there in the mirror. Because mirrors are not just for reflection, but they're also a place to make correction. Look at who you are. You don't have to share that with me. You don't have to share that with anybody. But it's very important that you know who you are for self. Self-actualization is the key. And
Yes.
then you can springboard into finding peace, finding solitude, finding friends, finding people like Tiiu Wise that are able to not talk to you, but talk with you, understand you, calm you down, because the world is just, I'm telling you, folks, is angry. And sometimes I wonder why. Again, when you get 60, right, Tiiu, you don't give a shit. You're
Yes.
like, oh, okay, really? Oh, I burned the beans? Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, I'll just make some more instead of just getting all upset or forget it. I'll just go out to dinner. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
you have choices, brains, in this life, and you have options. You really, really do. You have
Yes.
to explore them. And so step outside of your comfort zone, do something different. If you are have a religious practice, we're not telling you not to believe in your God, okay? But when you talk spirituality, you are ascending to another level. Again, that fourth, fifth dimension. And that's not for punks, okay? you
Yes.
can't you can't just be floating around there just acting any old kind of way. You have to be prepared. You have to be in synchronicity. You have to open your heart. The gateway is love. The
Mhm.
gateway is love.
Yes. Yeah. And if I could just add to that, looking in the mirror, lots of people can't even look at themselves in the
Uh-huh.
mirror without any judgment. So that is a very powerful practice to actually do it. But the trick is really not to look at the body and this, oh my God, this and that. Just look for your eyes and just stare into your eyes until
Mm.
you start seeing beyond the physical body. You start seeing the spirit. They say the eyes of the windows to the soul, and it is so true.
Mhm.
Look into your eyes and see the spark of life in there, and that changes your life. And then you don't even need to say anything. I'm good, or I'm pretty, or I'm this and that. It doesn't
Right.
matter. I am that I am.
I am. And you are wonderful. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us on the show. Brains, I need you to go in. I can't find my postcard. I'll find another one here. I need you to go in and love, like, share, and subscribe here on the edge. Love, like, share, and subscribe. This was someone that needs to hear this. Somebody that is, in their deepest, darkest despair, or maybe just in a quandary. Maybe they're just seeking. A lot of times people are just seeking information. They may not be in a bad space, but they don't know what space they're in. Or you might have that uber smart professional that's still confused and doesn't feel satisfied. They feel like there's something missing, that overachiever syndrome. So there's a lot of people that can really take stock into what Tiiu Wise is teaching, all the way from Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you and I value you.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Be well.